Joe. Great.
Joe's a Joe. Just got back.
Come on in, everybody. We're getting ready to start. Good morning, everyone. My name is Maxine Stone, and my pronouns are she and her. I'm honored to welcome you to the Ethical Society of St. Louis. Whether you are a longtime member, a first-time visitor, or joining us online, we are glad you're here. At Ethical Society, we believe that positive change comes from human effort, that reason and experience guide our search for truth, and that every person possesses inherent dignity and worth. Each Sunday, we come together to learn, reflect, and strengthen the relationships and understandings that help us live those values in everyday life. This morning, we'll reflect on the ways our lives are shaped by stories we tell, the relationships we build, and the values we choose to live. Through music, personal reflection, and platform from a former leader, Dr. James Croft, we'll consider what it means to cultivate lives of meaning, beauty, and purpose in a deeply human world. As we begin, I invite you to silence your phones. I'm not sure I did that. Your devices, so that we can be fully present with one another. And now we'll have our first selection. Our musician this morning is Mela Stith, a St. Louis singer-songwriter whose music blends indie folk and soft rock through a mix of original songs and thoughtful chosen covers. She regularly performs throughout the St. Louis area and recently released her debut EP, Let Go, available on all streaming platforms. She'll begin this morning with International Small Arms Traffic Blues by the Mountain Goats, a song that honesty confronts a world marked by violence and injustice, while reminding us that even amid broken systems, our choices and our humanity still matter.
Thank you for that introduction. Hey guys. I know the title's kind of goofy, sorry.
Orcs loaded down with weapons, crossing over every night, moon yellow and bright. There is a shortage in the blood supply, but there is no shortage of blood. The way I feel about you, baby, can't explain it. You've got the best of my love.
You have a gorgeous voice. Thank you. And now we are going to have stories of ourselves, which we used to call opening words. At the heart of congregational life is relationship. Sharing our stories helps us understand one another more deeply and discover our common humanity. This morning, we have invited Ethical Society member Jean Bertram to offer a personal reflection. Please welcome Jean.
I may be in trouble because my paper says opening words. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jean Bertram, and my pronouns are he and him. Although, if I may paraphrase Popeye, I am what I am regardless of what you call me, so I don't really care. Now, older members may know the story, but for the newer ones, about 12-15 years ago, I was riding my bicycle on Doherty Ferry Road when I was hit by a car from the back. My bicycle was broken in half, and I was broken pretty badly too. Fractured leg, a really bad concussion with a brain bleed, a shattered shoulder and broken clavicle, axial nerve damage, in addition to major road rash on my face and all over the body. Fortunately, the EMTs were close enough, although I don't remember any of that. After the surgery, putting me back together using at least 6 screws and probably some duct tape and super glue, and spending about a month in a coma and healing enough to relearn how to walk and talk, I went to the ambulance station where they came from. Apparently, nobody ever goes there to thank those people. Several people were there who remembered the accident and had been responders. In addition to being grateful for the thanks, they were impressed with how well I was doing. I told them that I had another reason for coming other than to thank them. I had a couple of questions. They indicated that I should ask. First, I said, I had told myself long ago that in that kind of situation, I should tuck and roll to help me survive injury. So my first question was, did my brain and body remember to do that? The EMT chuckled and said, I was so tucked that they didn't think they could get me straightened out enough to put me on a gurney. So my next question was, should I have done that? Buddy, he said, if you hadn't tucked, we would have needed a shovel to get you off the road. Graphic, but very clear. Now, in case you're wondering and you haven't seen my t-shirt closely, I still put quite a few miles on my bike every month, and I'm a big advocate for cycling, but not on the road. I used to ride on Grant's Trail until I realized that my wife was sitting at home very worried every time I rode outside, so I switched to the trainer in my basement. no worries about cars or deer or falling, or uncontrolled children who, when I'm going to pass them and call out, "On your left," invariably moved to the left. Now, if anyone wants to cycle outside, please stay off the road and always wear a helmet that's less than 10 years old, because the protective padding degrades over time. Plus, buckle the strap, for crying out loud. I frequently saw people on Grants Trail riding with helmets with the strap loose, which in a fall would hit the ground several feet from where their head hit. Fortunately, I was wearing my helmet when I was hit, or I wouldn't be here today talking to you. Believe me, I understand how lucky I am to be able to walk up here and share with you today. I also want to thank everyone in the society. They were such a huge help to both Paula and me, visiting me both in the hospital and during rehab, and helping support Paula through her trials and tribulations, even making me a mixtape of music to play in the hospital that caused me to react for the first time during my coma. This is our community, and I am grateful to you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jean, for telling of your hard experience and warning people at the same time. I'm so glad you're okay now. I know you went through a lot. So now we have ethical education core values. Each week we read the values as a way to bring us together and remind us of our shared commitments. Since the youth are enjoying summer programming, today we have a special guest, a member, who is going to read the core values. Joe Babka, come on up.
I don't think I'll need that. I'm Joe Babka, and I am a human being. Every person is important and unique. Every person deserves to be treated fairly and kindly. I can learn from everyone. I'm a part of this earth. I cherish it and all the life upon it. I learn from the world around me by using my senses, mind, and feelings. I am a member of the world community, which depends on cooperation for all people for peace and justice. I can learn from the past to build for the future. I am free to question. I am free to choose what I believe. I accept responsibility for my choices and actions, and I strive to live my values. Thanks.
Thank you, Joe. I love those core values. They just mean so much to me. Our second musical selection by Mila. She now returns with The Peace, P-E-A-C-E, by Underscores, a reflective song that invites us to consider peace as something we create through presence, compassion, and the ways we choose to show up for one another.
Smoke number one, I was in Brooklyn. I still don't know whose house I walked into. Easily influenced, but I don't get addicted. You keep the pack if I promise you. Oh, sacred item pressed against my lips. The scent stubbornly clinging to my fingertips. To me or anyone, to you, I'm just a stranger. You took a hit, I taste vanilla. Oh, I don't speak unless I'm spoken to. I won't smoke unless you're smoking too. Yeah, I just wanna keep the peace with you. Oh, oh, eh. Smoke number 2 is at Coachella. Made an offer to everyone in the Sprinter van. You've been clean for months, I didn't remember. Why don't we see square through GA while we still can? Next time, I don't wanna have the luxury. Let's find a hiding spot, don't want nobody bumming these. Selfishly, I wanted you there even if I made it worse. We took a hit and watched the fireworks. Oh, I don't speak unless I'm spoken to. Oh, I won't smoke unless you're smoking too. Yeah, I just wanna keep the peace with you. Oh, oh yeah. And I won't speak unless I'm spoken for. Yeah, I won't smoke unless you're smoking more. Yeah, I just wanna share the peace with you. Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Smoke number 3, I was in Europe. Your birthday round the corner, it was destiny. Left you the pack and found the perfect way to word it. I asked if you would promise, I knew that I couldn't keep. And maybe you won't go through with it now. Still, I couldn't escape the vibe, sleeping on the couch. It's always been like this, and it might be forever. We took a hit outside together. Oh, I don't speak unless I'm spoken to. Yeah, I won't smoke unless you're smoking too. Yeah, I just wanna keep the peace with you. Oh, oh yeah. Oh, I don't speak unless I'm spoken for. Yeah, I won't smoke unless you're smoking more. Yeah, I just wanna keep the peace with you. Oh, oh yeah. Yeah, I just wanna keep the peace with you. Oh, oh yeah. Yeah, I just wanna keep the peace with you. Oh, oh yeah.
Wonderful. I love keep the peace because that's what we all need to do, and I think we do here. I know we do. Before our main address, let's take a moment to arrive fully in this place and in the presence of one another. In the midst of our busy lives and competing demands, we rarely have the opportunity to be simply present with ourselves and one another. As we share this minute of silence, I invite you to notice your breath, settle your attention, and prepare yourself to listen with both an open mind and an open heart. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that moment together. Our speaker this morning is previous Ethical Society leader, Dr. James Croft. Many of you know James from his years as leader here at Ethical Society. Since leaving St. Louis, he has become the university chaplain and lead faith advisor at the University of Sussex, where he made history as the first humanist to lead a university chaplaincy in the United Kingdom. A graduate of Cambridge and Harvard, James is a humanist thinker, writer, and educator whose work explores how ethics, beauty, and meaning help us live a deeply human life. He now lives in Brighton, England, with his husband Kolten and their beloved chihuahua, Ella. Please join me in welcoming Dr. James Croft.
Thank you so much, Maxine, for that introduction, to Jean as well, and everyone who is making this platform so wonderful. I've been watching online and it's been a real pleasure. It's always wonderful to join you. I think of you often. I know you're about to embark on a whole new adventure with Jay as your leader, and I wish you and them all the best. It's a delight to be with you this morning. Most of my job is unlocking the piano. As lead chaplain for the University of Sussex, I work from an office below the chapel. Our chapel is housed in an extraordinary 1960s building, a stone cylinder with a shallow copper cone roof. The chapel is upstairs, a circular space with walls of concrete and coloured glass. Massive concrete blocks alternate with rich, thick, colourful panes to create a kaleidoscopic tapestry, a warm cocoon of light. It's not unlike your foyer, in fact. My chapel and your building were built within 2 years of each other, speaking similar architectural languages. So imagine the rainbow glass of your foyer covering the walls of a circular stone room the size of your auditorium, the one many of you are in right now. You would be surrounded by color inside a resonant concrete drum. That is my chapel, and my office is below it. The chapel has 2 pianos in it. One is old and tired and creaky. The other is also old, but it is a Steinway, so we keep it locked. Students come every day to play the piano, and they always want to play the Steinway, so I unlock it for them. Some students play pop music, others play Bach, some like musical theatre, but one student plays waterfalls and thunder, the rush of wind before it dies. Almost every day this student comes to play. He brings no sheet music with him. Instead, he improvises extraordinary trance-like explorations of sonic territory, rich, rumbling, textured things. What's amazing is the thickness of the sound. As he plays, the sound densens and deepens. It feels like I could run my hands through it. Sometimes there are repeated strains of melody, flickers of tune that rise out of the pattern to awareness, arpeggios up and down. But mostly it is quickly repeated chords, layered and layered and layered again, with the pedal down to sustain them, some given more attack before they fall again into the mixture. I sit in the choir stalls listening to him play. The music seems like it goes on forever. It never stops, a continuous field of sound, sometimes gathering and gaining force, shaking the whole multicolored room, resounding round that concrete drum, and subsiding like a wave after it has crashed. Sometimes insistent, sometimes pleading, sometimes urgent, sometimes angsty, then relaxed, resigned, momentarily satisfied. My student's head is bowed right down to the keyboard, his glasses slightly catching the light, gleaming against the piano's dark wood. Suddenly he hammers furiously. I can hear the hammers striking, the strings rebounding off them, and now a melody gathers as he keeps exploring. My skull buzzes with sound. It is so very beautiful. I wonder what my student's searching for in all that music. Why does he come back day after day to play? Beneath the chords, between the notes of the melodies, inside that cavernous sound, what is he hoping to find? Perhaps the secret's in that word, beauty. That's the word I reach for when I try to describe his music. Some students' piano playing is technically impressive. Much of it is fun and lively. Some is honestly enthusiastic, but not so good. His is beautiful. It fills you up. Just thinking of it, my breathing changes. I feel tingles in my fingers. There's something special here. Philosophers and theologians have long had the intuition that there is something special about beauty. And many claim that beauty is one of the signals of the divine. Beauty, they argue, is not merely a pleasing arrangement of this worldly stuff, but a portal to another infinite world. One of the purest expressions of this idea comes from C.S. Lewis, the novelist who wrote the Narnia books, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe and all the other ones. Have you read those books or seen the movies? They're very popular. Well, Lewis was also a devout Christian and one of the most influential Christian theologians of the 20th century. He wrote a lot about beauty, about what it is and what it means. In one of his books, The Weight of Glory, he wrote, "We do not want merely to see beauty. We want something else which can hardly be put into words, to be united with the beauty we see, to pass into it, to receive it into ourselves, to bathe in it, to become part of it." Lewis goes further. He argues that we don't just want the perceptual experience of beauty itself. We're not satisfied by the music on its own. Rather, our appetite for music and other expressions of beauty points to something else. In a famous passage, he writes, "These beautiful things are only the scent of a flower we have not found, the echo of a tune we have not heard, news from a country we have never yet visited." Lewis argues that beauty and the strange longing that arises in us in response to it is evidence that there is something out there that could satisfy that longing. The music doesn't satisfy it, so what does? What is beauty pointing us towards. Perhaps predictably, given Lewis's Christian beliefs, he thought beauty was calling us to heaven and to God. Beauty is the awakening in we finite creatures of a desire for an infinite homeland. Our hunger for beauty is never sated, because what we want we cannot get in this life, only in the next. But the fact we hunger for beauty at all is evidence, he says, that there is a next life. Because just as we would not develop a hunger for food, were food not something real, and just though we would not develop a yearning for romantic companionship, were not we the sort of species that we are, our insatiable desire for beauty too is rooted in something real, the existence of a world beyond this one. At present, Lewis writes, we are on the outside of the world, the wrong side of the door. But someday, God willing, we shall get in. This worldly beauty, in Lewis's telling, is something like a sign, a hint, a whisper of another place. In one of his novels, he calls it the place where all the beauty came from. We are arrested by beauty because it calls us from elsewhere to elsewhere. I'm an atheist and a humanist. In fact, I'm a professional humanist, one of very few. I do not believe in God or in heaven. But when I think about my student in the chapel, it's not so easy to dismiss Lewis's interpretation. It's too simple, for instance, to say, my student plays the piano because he enjoys it. Of course he does. But he doesn't just enjoy it, he needs it. He comes back day after day, he cannot get enough. I see in his behavior and attitude the longing Lewis talks about. Other aspects of Lewis's description ring true too. As I watch him, he leads into the keyboard, head bowed, eyes closed, aching to get close to it. It looks like love. Sometimes as he sways and bobs and surges and flows, he seems to merge with the music entirely. It looks like devotion. There is something more than simple pleasure here. Lewis says we want to be united with the beauty we see, to pass into it, to receive it into ourselves, to bathe in it, to become part of it. And that is right. My student seems to wish to be united with the piano, to pass into the music, to receive it into himself, to bathe in it. That is indeed how it feels to sit inside that concrete, multicolour chapel drum, surrounded by the music that he makes. It is a sonic bath, and I always want more. And yes, it seems to pull me out of myself. People call this transcendence, the expansion of experience so much we seem to break the bounds of ego and float free. Yes, I said transcendence. I know many humanists dislike the term. I'm just telling you how it feels to sit in that chapel with my student and his music. The world feels right somehow when I'm sitting there in my sonic bath. But is it right? Is Lewis right that beauty calls to us from a transcendent mountaintop? the place where all beauty came from. Don't worry, I'm not converting to Christianity in real time in front of you. Instead, I offer a different explanation. I think beauty comes from this mundane world, from matter arranged in resonant relationship. Beauty may call us out of ourselves, yes, but it doesn't call us beyond this world. Rather, it discloses possibilities within this world that are normally dormant. Beauty doesn't pull back a veil to reveal a world beyond reality. Rather, beauty is like a singing glass. Under most conditions, a wine glass will not sing. But if you strike it right and carefully, it will make a gorgeous noise and remind us that this world harbors possibilities we usually ignore. Let us return to the beginning. Most of my job is unlocking the piano. The chapel has 2 pianos in it. One is old and tired and creaky. The other is also old, but it is a Steinway. Students come every day to play the piano, and they always want to play the Steinway. Why do they want to play the Steinway? All pianos are machines. We call them instruments, and that word is instructive. There are many kinds of instruments: medical instruments, scientific instruments, and musical instruments. An instrument is a tool that helps us achieve a purpose. It is a thing for doing. Medical instruments help us do medicine better. Scientific instruments help us do science better. Musical instruments help us do music better, do beauty better. Students want to play the Steinway because that material machine is a better instrument, a better tool. When they play that one, the spell the music casts is more powerful. Not because the Steinway has a special essence, not because it is infused with something of the divine, but because of the tautness of strings, the precision of hammers, the shape of the soundboard. Its arrangement of physical parts makes more resonant sounds, creating richer music. When I attend, too, to the experience of listening to my students' music, its materiality and this worldliness emerges. I can feel the music press against me, feel it vibrating the bench beneath me, feel it rattling my chest and shaking my teeth. The music is a meaty, matterly thing. Even that term, transcendence, when I think about it more, feels subtly wrong. That word has many meanings, but it often means going beyond the physical, entering a spiritual or divine reality. Certainly, it seems this is what C.S. Lewis is describing when he talks about getting to the right side of the door, getting into reality. Transcendence is us being called beyond that threshold. But that's not quite how it feels when I'm absorbed in my students' music. Not really. I feel an expansion of myself, yes. A connection with the world, yes. Like I'm going somewhere, yes, that too. But not like I'm going somewhere else. I don't feel summoned beyond that multicolored chapel. Instead, I feel more habituated within it. My father's family is Welsh, and there is an old Welsh word, Cynefin. It means habitat, familiarity, a sense of belonging, but not abstract belonging. Cynefin is a place where you have roots, like a path well trodden through a field, a place marked by the tracks you've made through it and the impressions you've left. That's how it feels to listen to my students' music. The music does not make the room disappear. It makes the room more present. I notice the vibrations in the bench beneath me, how the concrete walls resound the sound waves back. I see the coloured glass, how light thickens as it passes through the windows, even my own body responding, my chest, my teeth, my skull all singing. I feel like a string dancing in sympathetic vibration with the music he plays. We are connected, not transported. That is why transcendence feels wrong. I'm not moving out or above this world, transcendence. I'm connecting more deeply to this world, inscendence. For a few minutes, as my student plays, he and the piano and the room and I are part of the same song. As the world around me starts to hum and I along with it, I feel more at home. So perhaps we need a different philosopher. Iris Murdoch called beauty an occasion for unselfing. Her idea was that when we encounter beauty, something in the world captures our attention, expands our horizons of perception, and leaves us with a broadened outlook. She wrote, "I am looking out of my window in an anxious and resentful state of mind, oblivious of my surroundings, brooding perhaps on some damage done to my prestige. Then suddenly I observe a hovering kestrel. In a moment, everything is altered. The brooding self with its hurt vanity has disappeared. There is nothing now but kestrel. And when I return to thinking of the other matter, it seems less important." That captures it, I think. That captures the extraordinary absorption beauty can sometimes provoke. There is nothing now but kestrel. Sometimes it feels there's nothing but my students' music, too. There, too, is expanded awareness. Beauty can change our sense of what matters. I often leave the chapel feeling lighter. But notice, in this description of Murdoch's, there is no elsewhere, no other country, no real reality behind a closed door. The kestrel is as much part of this world as Murdoch is. And so too with me, my student, the Steinway, and the chapel. The movement provoked by beauty is not upward, beyond this world, but outward, within it. So now we have a new idea of beauty. We're not on the outside of the world. We're in the only world there is. But sometimes, when we arrange this world just right, it sings to us. My students' experience playing the piano, my experience listening to his music, neither summon us beyond this world. Instead, they disclose what this world is capable of and what we are capable of when we align things properly. Beauty is not an escape, but a revelation. Some people tell me beauty is a bolt from the beyond, transcendent light piercing the veil between our world and the next. When we lose ourselves in beauty, they say, we briefly escape this world, flying up and out. I say beauty is matter in resonant relation to itself and to us. When we find ourselves in beauty, we deeply inhabit this world, our home, connecting among and through. This world is full of possibilities for beauty, beauty all around us, if we arrange and attend to it aright. C.S. Lewis calls you to heaven. I am calling you home. Not transcendence, inscendence.
Thank you so much, James. My goodness. Just gorgeous words describing this chapel. I feel like I'm there, and describing beauty in many different ways, and then especially what it is to James and maybe some of us here. Thank you very much. The Ethical Society of St. Louis is sustained by our members and friends who share their time, talents, resources, and care in service of something larger than themselves. Everything that happens here, from Sunday platforms and youth education to music, community care, and social action, is made possible by people who invest in this community and its mission. Our welcome team will now take up a collection to support programs that help us think deeply, act ethically, and build meaningful relationships with one another in the wider world. If you're visiting with us today, please know that your presence is gift enough. We're grateful that you are here. And now it's time for announcements. In this case, announcement is only one. Next Sunday, August 2nd, we'll be introducing a new assisted listening system that lets you listen to platform through your own smartphone using your favorite earbuds, headphone, or smart hearing aids. Everything has to be smart these days. I'm sorry. If you are interested in trying it out, we encourage you to download the free Listen Wi-Fi app. Listen Wi-Fi app before you arrive. Next Sunday, you'll simply open the app and select Auditorium. We'll have QR codes, instructions, and volunteers available in the foyer next week to help anyone get connected. We are now a high-tech place. Good for us. The Ethical Society of St. Louis is sustained by our members and friends. Okay. Oh, now we're going to have our third musical selection. Welcome, Mela. Welcome back. She is going to play and sing Anything by Adrienne Lenker, a tender meditation on vulnerability, love, and the quiet courage of remaining open to one another through life's continual changes.
Thank you.
teeth sliced right through my fist. Drive to the ER and they put me on a risk. Grocery store list, now you get pissed. Unchecked calls and messages. I don't wanna be the owner of your fantasy. I just wanna be a part of your family. And I don't wanna talk about anything. I don't wanna talk about anything. Wanna kiss your eyes again. Wanna witness your eyes looking. And I don't wanna talk about anyone. I don't wanna talk about anyone. Wanna sleep in your car when I'm driving. Lay in your lap when I'm crying. Circle of pine and red oak, circle of moss and fire smoke, thin on the ceiling like a wheel spoke. Push the clutch and I pull the choke. Wanna listen to the sound of you blinking. Wanna listen to your hands soothe. Listen to your heart beating. Listen to the way you move. And I don't wanna talk about anything. I don't wanna talk about anything. Wanna kiss your eyes again. Witness your eyes looking. And I don't wanna talk about anyone. I don't wanna talk about anyone. Wanna sleep in your car when I'm driving. Lay in your lap when I'm crying. Weren't we the stars in heaven? Weren't we the salt in the sea? Dragon in the new warm mountain. Didn't you believe in me? Yeah, you held me the whole way through. When I couldn't say the words like you. I was scared and to go, but I wanted to. I was scared and to go, but I wanted to. And I don't wanna talk about anything. I don't wanna talk about anything. Wanna kiss your eyes again. Wanna witness your eyes looking. And I don't wanna talk about anyone. I don't wanna talk about anyone. Wanna sleep in your car when you're driving. Lay in your lap when I'm crying.
Thank you so much, Mela. And thank you, Jean, for sharing your extraordinary story with us. And thank you, Dr. James Croft, for reminding us that beauty, meaning, and ethical living are not separate pursuits, but deeply connected parts of what it means to be human. This morning we've shared stories, music, and conversation that invites us to see ourselves and one another with greater care. Together they remind us that a meaningful life is built in relationship through the stories we share, the values we practice, and the communities we create. After platform, we invite everyone downstairs for coffee, conversation, and community. If you're visiting with us today, we'd love to meet you. Please stop by the visitors table downstairs to say hello, ask questions, and learn more about our community. May we leave today with renewed curiosity, deeper compassion, And I'm going to add the beauty that we see around us. Look at our gorgeous foyer and birds and everything around us. Thank you, James, for that reminder. And each of us has a role to play in creating a more humane world. Thank you for being here this morning. Have a wonderful week.